Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Ethan Rademacher of Traverse City Central Boys Basketball. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. So how's the season been going so far? I know it's been going pretty well for you guys.
Yeah, we're 6-3 on the season. Played some tough teams, and we've came out with some good results. And in the losses that we have had, we've got a lot of good lessons that we've learned, and we have a lot of momentum and a lot of potential to keep going on throughout the season. And we already have as many wins as we did last year, like already. So it's a really good sign. Really good coach. He's really been pushing us to be our best, and all of our teammates have really bought in to the team chemistry and the team culture, which I think has really helped. And it's just been a really successful season so far.
So Ethan, coming into this year, obviously no one knew what to anytime you have a new coach, you don't know what to expect.
Mhm.
What was it like meeting and do you remember the first time you kind of met him, and what was he like to talk to, if you can remember that far?
So I think I like right when he got the job around last April or May, I saw him a few times because he held like player meetings and stuff. And so that was like the first time I met him. And right off the bat, some of the stuff that he was saying, like some of the goals that he had, those are the goals that I've had since I've been in high school. So I really resonated that like well with that because he wants to go as far as we can in the playoffs. He wants to be successful. He wants to play team ball, all things that I've really wanted to do in my career. And so like I knew it would be a good fit. And obviously, like as the summer goes on, that's the first time playing with them. And it was a good experience. Obviously, we are a little rusty because it was a whole different type of basketball that we were playing. But as we worked out with him more and as we got more used to it, and it just got a whole lot better. And once the season came on, we just started off running, and it's just been a really positive experience so far. And he's been a great coach to have, and I'm really excited for this year and next year with him as well.
Yeah. Okay, so I know you I know last night was not the best for you guys. At time of recording, I know we were just coming off a tough game with West. Can you tell me what happened in that one?
Yeah, I mean, West played a great game. Really just played really good defense on us, forced us to shoot some difficult shots, and they they always were able to score and or get a stop whenever they needed to, and shots just weren't falling for us. That's not an excuse, obviously, but when you go 5 of 22 from three, that's obviously not ideal. But West played a hell of a game, and we could only bounce back. But we did play good defense. I think we did play well. But again, there's always things that we can improve on, and just got to keep looking forward. And hopefully, we can improve upon those things next time that we play West. So it'll be a good game next time we play them as well.
How, what's the biggest thing that's changed in your game, you think, this year?
I feel uh, like I've always been like a good defender, but I feel like the intensity has picked up a little bit, like guarding their best guys and trying to force them just to kind of kick the ball out. I've definitely improved upon, and just getting more rebounds and getting more assists, like kind of being more uh aggressive guarding like the whole entire game, and then just like shooting my shots when I'm open, just making sure to shoot good shots. Because the last year, sometimes I had to force it a little bit depending on the game. But now this year we have good teammates, so we can just kick it around and trust everyone. So I think my all around game has changed for the better. Just knowing that this coach has trusted me and our teammates.
Yeah. Okay, so I know the league that in the SVL, that's a lot of it's sometimes it's a trip to sometimes get to some of these games. What's that like for you to go down a ways to play games, like down to Saginaw and stuff like that?
I mean, it definitely takes a toll on you, but I think that we do a good job of getting prepared before the game because you have to leave school early. You're sitting on a bus forever. Then you're sitting and watching the freshman and JV games. So it's a lot of waiting around. But I think our team does a good job of like, staying hydrated, staying ready to go, never getting too tight. And we do like I feel like even though it's really tough to do that a lot because we do travel a lot to play those downstate teams, but we do a great job at responding to that, and we never really start off slow. And even if we do, we always seem to come right back. So it doesn't truly, I think, affect us as much as it affects other teams, which is really positive for us.
Okay, so with traveling all these far away places, you mentioned sitting on the bus for a long time. I gotta ask you, like, what do you do to keep yourself occupied? Do you try to maybe get a nap in or fall asleep or shut your eyes for a little bit? And if you do, does that help or do you not do that?
Yeah, typically, so like for the first like bit of the trip, I'll like talk to my friends. We'll just kind of like get like settled in and stuff. And then once the trip like starts like actually going off, then I'll usually put my headphones in and either do some homework or again, like you said, take a nap. And it usually does help me just because I feel super refreshed once we get to the school and I like don't feel like the trip took as long. And then I can kind of mentally lock myself in for the game, which is very good.
Yeah. Okay, so going into this, this kind of stretch into the season, because now we're kind of reached that we got away from the 2 weeks of the holidays with Christmas and New Year's, and now we're kind of ending that first week of Tuesdays and Fridays where you're playing almost two games, at least two games a week. How ready are you for that? And now getting back into the swing of things and really getting into the heart of the season.
I'm excited. Like I said earlier, we have a lot of potential just to keep doing great things this year and to go on a big run. I have full faith in our teammates that we can just keep getting it done. And like our coach does a good job at not overdoing it in practices. Like if he knows that like it's a day that we need to cut it short a little bit in order to keep our health well, then he'll do that. Otherwise, he'll just keep pushing us hard in practice. And so by mixing that uh with like the spread of games, it does like it's gonna be good for us in the long run. And I'm excited for it. I'm excited to play those two games every week. And I think especially if we can get wins in those games, it's just gonna keep our momentum high and keep our like we're just gonna keep getting more and more excited as the season goes on, which will make the season a lot more fun and a lot easier to keep trekking on with.
Yeah. Okay. And the biggest thing is, what do you want to accomplish, the next few weeks of the year? Like, I'm sure you have, obviously just goals as an overall program and stuff like that, but I know you also have goals for yourself to get better as a player.
Yeah, just staying in the gym every day, just getting my shot right. I mean, I've shot relatively well like throughout the entire season, but so just continuing to shoot well by staying in the gym is one thing I'm planning on doing. Just making sure I can keep playing all around team ball and getting everyone involved, and then just being like a major key factor in these next wins. Because if we can win the next 5 or 6 games and get on that roll, that's going to be really big for us, which I think it's more than possible with our schedule coming up. And so obviously winning is a big thing, big one of my goals. But yeah, just making sure everyone keeps ready and everyone is bought into what we're doing, and then as well just working on my skills, like getting my shooting better, getting my dribbling better. Just keep working in after practice and on off days is a big thing.
Okay. I know we got to know you a little bit the last time you were on here, but let's get to know you some more. Okay. What's been the biggest game you've had so far this season?
Probably against Muskegon Reese Puffer. We played like after the first quarter, it looked like we were going to blow them out. We were up by like 15 points. We were playing really well. And then they kind of surprised us. They shot really well the second quarter and we were down going into half. And then I was able to hit a few good threes, hit a few layups, and as well as get a lot of important passes to like teammates like Owen Rival and Cassius that were able to hit threes. And then that helped stretch our lead. And that was a big win because that was like a really good reassurance that even if we're down, we can come back no matter what we're facing and that we won't give up. So I think I had around like 11 or 12 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, something like that. So I had a really good all around game, shot well, and it really helped our team get the dub.
Okay. Outside of basketball, outside of school, what do you like to do?
I mean, most of my life does revolve around basketball and sports, but when I'm not doing that, I'm just like hanging out with friends, whether that's just hanging at their house or driving around town. I do a lot of that. I'm outside a lot with my friends as well, just kind of exploring wherever we are. And sorry, hold on.
You're good.
And then
Oh,
oh, did it,
there we go.
oh,
Wait, you got it.
sorry,
You got it.
someone keeps calling me. Sorry.
You're all good.
And then there we go. And then yeah, it's exploring, hanging out with friends. The main things that I really do when I'm not playing basketball or when I'm not doing schoolwork.
Yeah. Let's see. And last thing, I'll end it on this. Do you play if you played fantasy football, how did you do this year?
I was 9-5 this year, and I was very excited. I had a really good team, made a lot of big trades in the season, and then I got first round exited to the team that just slipped into the sixth slot. They started off the season 1-6, won 7 games in a row, and then dropped 160 points on me, and I lost. So it was a very devastating end to the season, but it's all good. Things happen.
As long as you didn't finish last.
Exactly. Yeah, the kid that finished last in our league had to eat the hottest wings at B-Dubs. So he was not having fun with that punishment, but
Yeah,
yeah.
that's better than some of the punishments I've heard elsewhere. All right, but Ethan, thank you so much for the time as always, and we'll talk to you sometime later on.
Yeah, sounds good.